Alright YouTube, what's up? Welcome to the video for making your Bootstrap Studio website. The first one you've ever made. The last one I'm ever gonna make. Because, no, I'm just kidding. But this is my first, it's a remake, I guess. So the first part, that's how you do that. You pull up your template. Pretty simple stuff. Then now you got your template loaded on here. You can go in here. We can change this out here, right? Template. Well, let's do it slower. We're gonna go ahead and use. Let's make it look kind of okay, kind of decentish. I like this one. This one I got pulled up already, but it's the best looking one that I see on here. I'm giving it a name. Just gonna call it the watch sale store, because we got some men's fashion stuff in the background. So we'll do that. The watch sale store. Watch sale store. Alright. We'll just call it watch.com. I mean, obviously, if you don't know, well then, non-obviously, this domain's probably taken. If you go to namecheap.com or domain, or I don't know, hobohost.com, wherever you go, GoDaddy.com, Bluehost, whatever, this isn't going to be available. Or if it is, it's going to cost you a bunch of money, so probably don't do that. Anyways, so we'll like put something in here. You just click it, right click, go in here and type in your welcome to watch.com. Or we can do this. Let's do this. Welcome. Then right here we'll just do watch.com. See, now it's super fancy. See that? It's pretty awesome, right? Yeah. Alright, now we gotta change all this stuff down here. And this is pretty straightforward. So you got this up here, like maybe you want to make some changes. So we can go in here. You can change this color. Like, it just picks the ones you have listed for those names. So if you have primary, it'll choose whatever you have set for primary. Secondary, same thing. Danger, watch, warning, info, muted, all that cool jazzy stuff right there. So we're not gonna go with white because, well, it's pretty bland. Nobody likes bland. You don't want your customers to come to your website and say, "Oh man, this is ugly. This is super gross looking." I mean, I don't want that. I don't think you want that either. It's bad for business. So we're gonna go ahead and change it to yellow because now it looks a little more catchy. It's what you want, really. You can change it uppercase, lowercase, whatever. Doesn't really matter. Kinda does, kinda doesn't. So we can do this to your font. You can change it up a little bit. You can center it. That's pretty ugly. Nobody likes that. But that works for me. You can reset it all. So back to the basics. So back to your text options here. You can go in here and do your flex box. If you know what that is, some pretty catchy stuff. I recommend not messing with that unless you know what a flex box is. I'll cover that in my CSS tutorial and a different video, which I'll link in the description once it's made. It's not made right now, so don't even worry about it. But of course we can do this. You can change everything as far as the grow, the shrink, the fill. If you're doing flexbox, justifies, all that. Real flexbox, if you don't know, basically it's just everything in a box and you make adjustments. It's like a container, but it's just more targeted. Alright, that's really it. That's all that is. Nothing complicated, nothing too crazy. Responsive display, you can make changes on here so it does certain things depending on how large you make your screen. Then there's floats. So if you want to go on the left of an item, on the right of an item, You can do that. You can choose that, and you want it to go on left or right of it. So, but we're not going into that. That's too complicated for a first tutorial. But I'm going over the options with you so you have them. But we're not going to go too in depth with that yet. So what else we can do is we can go in here, and let's say you don't like the size of watch.com, because to be honest, it's super big. It may not be what you want. You may not want the biggest stuff on there. Maybe you do. I don't know. I don't know you. I don't know your style. I don't know your customers. But if you are doing a style page, it's safe to assume you want something stylish, right? And a lot of times that just means something catchy, which just means something large, obviously. So if I can get this button to work. Okay, let's do this. So let's say you want to change the color. Maybe you want some kind of ugly blue. Once you choose what it is you want to change the color of, you can do that. So yeah, you can change the font size here like that. Now, as you're seeing, some things aren't changing right away because they may be controlled in different places, and that happens. It's not a big problem. You can do it differently. It's not a deal, not a big deal. You can do this, then of course you have a reset button, so you can change it all back. So it's not too big of a deal. There, see that? Watch.com, you can use different font families, which is pretty cool. We can change the opacity here with our filters, so if you want it to be like a little bit less solid, kind of ghostly, ooh, like that, it's an option. It's pretty awesome. You know, if you want it, if you got a client and like, hey, I want this really fancy site, you can do that. You know, if you have a client that wants a not very good looking site, you can do that too. And there are clients like that. You know, it's in their best interest to, if you talk them out of, you know, having a not so good looking site, because it's bad for business. But if they want a site to look a certain way and they're paying you money to do it, then, you know, maybe later on they'll want to change. But if you as long as you do your diligence and say, hey, you know, you don't want this ugly site, and they say I'm fine with it, well then you say okay. Maybe push a little bit more, because, you know, it'll be more in your interest to do so. And you know, especially if you charge them for SEO and all that. But at the end of the day, you know, you can't go over there and twist their arm. You gotta follow the law and regulations. So, anyways, yeah. Some of your clients won't want the best looking site, and that's okay. But that's how you change those things here. These are under auto, obviously. Of course, they can be changed. Right. But yeah. So we do padding here. You can add some padding on these. So it's pretty awesome. Change the margins, change the paddings. So that's how you do those things. And if you don't recall or how I got here again, click under here, look and feel. The look and feel portion of Bootstrap Studio literally controls the look and feel portion of your website or web page. So that's one way to look at it. It's pretty straightforward. Look and feel controls the look and the feel of your website. So if you gotta do something, just remember look and feel. And yeah, make your changes from there. Sometimes that can be complicated. If you're new to it, this may seem complex, and that's okay. You'll get used to it. I promise. Here's your JavaScript file under your folder section where it says design. Those are your pages. in your website, in a website, you can have several different pages. This index portion is going to be the first page that your domain name shows. So if your domain name that you buy is watch.com and somebody goes to watch.com, they'll see the index.html page. Now if you change, if you have several pages on your website, you have watch.com and you have watch.com / affordable watches, and you have watch.com / cart, where they buy everything, watch.com / discounts, watch.com /contact / about, watch.com / whatever, right? Those are going to be under here. All of those will be under here. The way you add one is you go in here under pages and you press create page. Now what I recommend is doing a template page. That way it's less work. The rule of freelancing is always do less work and always charge a portion or amount that you're happy with. Trust me, doing it the hard way. First, I started out doing things really expensive, didn't work out because I didn't have a portfolio. I gained my portfolio and continued doing things for really low, and I hated it. But once I built my portfolio, did a few things for free here and there, discounted rates. Now I'm charging me anywhere from $1,500 to $6,000, which is pretty great. Probably sound tired, but it's still pretty great despite the sound of my monotone voice. It's great. You work less, get paid more, and you're offering quality. So why would you charge like $5 for it? No offense to guys on Fiverr. Different markets around the world. It's fine. So now again, these are all your pages, your styles, which is your CSS files you see here. CSS. I believe you can also put less files in here, which is just another way of doing CSS, to be honest. You have your about, your images in here, your assets, right? So you have a map file here. There's this. It's under the team. There's these. So this is gonna be at the bottom of this page, I believe. Haven't looked too much at this actual template, but I'm guessing these are probably at the bottom of this page, since it is a one-page template, which is pretty nice. I don't have to go and delete a bunch of things. I don't like deleting things I'm not going to use. I'd rather just add things that I will use. But I mean, we'll see as we go through this video, because again, I haven't looked too much over this actual template, but so as we go down, we'll see what actually is going on here. For some reason, this watch.com says e-commerce, responsive design, and web security. Apparently, this photo here is supposed to have something to do with web design or some kind of freelancer. Yeah, I guess it's for web design. It's like, now, if you ask me, they probably could have used. This probably could have been a better designed thing here. This template was obviously made in a rush. You have e-commerce, responsive design, you have web security. Give me a moment. I just noticed that was pretty loud. I got the kiddo in the back watching Incredibles. She loves Incredibles. Shout out to Bella Ray, 2-year-old who loves Incredibles. So we have e-commerce here, responsive design, web security, and portfolio. So again, this is probably done pretty quickly, but hey, whatever, shout you out, free clout, right? Under here they have threads, explore, finish, window, southwest, lines. These are really, really random, but I guess it's aimed at the general freelancer. I'm assuming here. It's hard to tell. It's very, very random. But hey, it's a template, so it doesn't really need to be on point, does it? So, anyways, yeah. So this is a one-page template. If you're doing a portfolio page, I suppose you can do a one-page template. I would advise not doing a one-page anything. It's horrible for your SEO. It's nice to have jump tags where basically you can, go up here and press, whatever button you have to go to services, a button for portfolio, a button for about, a button for whoever this is, our team, a button for contact. But to be honest, it's horrible for your SEO. And SEO gives you free traffic. Why would you not want free traffic? It's a dumb idea. Again, if I'm offending anybody, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to be polite here. It's a dumb idea. Just don't ever do a one-page landing thing here. I mean, you can. Some people get away with it. I think Vice does that, but I mean that's Vice. Are you Vice? I'm not. I'm definitely not big like Vice yet. Hopefully one day. No, one day I will be for sure. I'm aiming on that, but I'm cocky saving it. But hey, you don't get aware by assuming you're not going to make it, right? So, anyways, over my rant here. Let's go back to our design. So let's go ahead and change this one-page landing, this one-page website that I don't like. Let's make some changes because that's why you're here, right? So we have our thing here, our little icon, and I double-clicked it, 1, 2, and this brings up all these different icons. So if you're doing whatever, you have these lists of icons, and you can change it under here, font icons, icons for line awesome. It's pretty decent. Now let's say you don't want to use any of this garbage. It's fine. I don't. I recommend you don't either. So you want to import some stuff, right? Great. Let's do it. So let's go edit. Here. Let me just find out. Import component, HTML, image, CSS, JavaScript, font, whatever. So let's go ahead and change the image here. So I got some images on here I can use in my good old stuff here. Let's use CEQ DLC. Alright. I made this for a client. It's she likes it. So add it in here. Shout out to that client. Hope she doesn't mind. It's free clout. There you go. Boom. Let's looks like I did that wrong. No worries. Close this out here. Okay. Let's grab our little image here. Okay. So we are going to change this. Well, let me do it. Okay, apparently I can't use that for an icon for some reason. It's kind of annoying. I thought I could, but I guess not. That's not a big deal. Let's see here. What are these kind of it's obviously too big. See if we can put one of these bad boys in here. No. But you know what? If we go to our look and feel, guess what we can do? You guessed it. Yes, sir, ma'am. We can change the size. So you guys are already learning so fast. Now we can get rid of this garbage. Boom. See? So that's how you add images in here. Let's do it again, just for fun. Change to this. Now look, now we have a fun little design that we made, and look, now it's too far to the right. So how do we fix that? We can change the margin. Yeah, it's a little bit to the left, just like that. Alright, let's say we had another logo, which I do. Let me find it. Maybe we can insert a logo in here. Oh, that's a fun. Import image. Where's the image at? Whoa. Alright. We're just gonna jerry-rig this because it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, you want quality for your videos, but let's be honest here. This is YouTube. Alright, so go in here real quick. Blah blah blah. We're gonna put something else in here. Alright, so we go back to our folders, and we're gonna get our logo. And we're gonna throw our logo in there. If I can find it, there it is. There we go. There's my awesome logo that I didn't make, but I had made on Fiverr because I think the deal was I didn't have time to do it. I don't remember. That was the I think that was the idea. It was forever ago. But yeah. So now we have this down here. And if I haven't showed you this yet, you can just like that. Pretty great. Alright, we have our logos here. So let's say we have our services and we're doing, let's just say we're doing affiliates, right? Or maybe we're doing a site on local web designers. And, you know, hopefully designers that can spell properly, because apparently I can't. So we're just going to change this to right here. We'll do it as San Antonio's web designer, which, if you don't know, is just sanantonioswebdesign.com, which looks something like this. And this is what we call a shameless plug. Boom, just like that. And we have this guy here that we made for a client who also has a consulting design business, which is, I believe it is CE Cubed. I'm not sure. I think she's still working on her website, so we'll put that in the description later on. And yeah, that's how you add your images there. So, gosh, so let's go in here and close this out. So let's say you're going to your portfolio page here, and maybe you don't like the way these things look. Maybe you think they're ugly. I understand, because it's pretty ugly. So now you can go up here. You can change the heading to 2 or 3 or quad or 4 or duos or whatever it is you want. You can do that, right? Because you're a designer now. So you can move this a little bit over here, make it a little fatter or a little skinnier. Whatever, sure thing. You can move things over a bit, as long as you have the space and the margin to do so. If you don't, it's not going to work. You can add something after. Before, on the right, on the left. Just make more little bars. You can click it, press delete. It's a very, very straightforward program. It's not too difficult to use, especially after you use other CMSs and you've been building for a while. It just comes naturally. To me, if I've never used this before, it wouldn't be difficult. Others, maybe you haven't used a lot of CMS software, or a lot of design software at all. It might be a little more difficult, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. But again, this is a tutorial on how to use Bootstrap Studio. So, like I said, everybody that comes in at a different time, and that's a different skill set. That's okay. But back to here, you're on look and feel again, or actually we're in options. wide range of options. So go here, look and feel, and if I didn't mention it before, this can be kind of glitchy. So keep that in mind. So let's say we're going to our section here, and we're in our settings. We can kind of do this here. We can click it like that, and that takes us off of settings, which is pretty interesting. But then we can do here like that. You can change it out where you want it. Change the color again here. It's pretty awesome, and this is kind of going over what we mentioned earlier. So nothing new. We can make this a little more complicated. Let's say we want some animations, right? So let's go up to the top here. Now, you're at welcome to watch.com, right? You just came to the website watch.com, and it's kind of boring. You don't like it. You don't think it's as interactive as you want it to be, and for whatever reason you don't know JavaScript. That's okay. You didn't take time to learn, and that's not a big deal because you have Bootstrap Studio. So what you can do is you can do transformation here. Oh, let me get some animations. Sorry, animation. We can do something like a scroll. Okay, and we can watch it. See, you just get to the page, and now it's scrolling. It's pretty lit, right? Okay. Now we can do this. Just get to the page, and you have a flash. It's pretty awesome. Under animation, span. As you see where I'm at, you can also do this. Fade up left. This is pretty cool. Yeah, it's that one. Fade right. I didn't do it. There we go. You're gonna like this one. For some reason it's not working. The point is, there are different things you can do with the animations, and some of these are pretty cool. You can even change how long it takes, which is pretty awesome. So if you can even do a flip, which I don't know if it's gonna work because of the size. Might not do it. Yeah. So let's make the size a lot smaller. It's gonna help with all this. It's kind of hard to do animation when it doesn't even fit. So. Okay. And then we can do there's a delay. It's pretty cool, right? These don't seem to be working the way they're supposed to, but that's okay. When you do your project, you're gonna see there's different things you can do with this, and they're honestly pretty fun. For whatever reason, Bootstrap Studio is kind of glitchy at times. It also depends on how much RAM you have and how good a machine you have. And I'm not using the best machine. Other machines being used currently. I'm doing some work on it. Some other work on it. Building a video game. So, but yeah, I don't want to get off where I was doing. So, but yeah, you can do the contrast here. That's pretty cool. I mean, it might be a slow site, but you can always use a CDN. But yeah, that's pretty cool. If you show your client something like this, they're gonna be like, "Wow, that's pretty good." They're gonna think you're a wizard. And whether you are or not, it doesn't matter because they're paying you for your expertise. And if you got that from an hour of watching my video, then hey, you have it from an hour of watching my video. Whether I'm not saying go watch an hour-long video. Don't tell people you're an expert or anything, but hey, if you watch this video and you learn something, you have a marketable skill. Just be real, right? So change the padding on there, the whole thing. That's pretty cool. I like that. It's kind of ugly, but it's also pretty interesting. You can do this like that, right? Lots of fun. You can go down here, see. I'm not a fan of this, but it just kind of goes to show you what you can do with the power of Bootstrap Studio. And you can go, not to rip on other CMSs, but this was $25. This was $25, and I get all of this stuff. It's like a one-time activation fee for the license. I paid $25 for this a year ago. You know how many sites I've made with this? It's ridiculous. But it's pretty awesome for what you're paying for it. So I definitely like it. Look at that. You don't really get that with other CMSs. You just don't. You just don't. Okay? It doesn't happen. And you can reset it all. You can reset it all back to where it was. Okay, now let's get to the other stuff here. So, we've had our fun changing the styles and all that. Let's say you want to add something to your navbar here. This is your navbar. If you want to add something to the navbar, all you got to do is press Add to Navbar. It's pretty simple. Honestly, if you make a new page, like let's say you go to your pages in here, and you right click on pages, and you go to create template page here, and you choose this because it's a lot faster than making it yourself. And it's it's why take forever, right? Why don't you just get it done? You have other things you want to do. About.html. Boom. Now you have your about. So you can go to your navbar here. And we have these two here. So when you go to your navbar, you're going to notice that when you upload it to your hosting provider, it's going to show this in here. These links are going to work, right? Which is pretty good that it does it for you. Now, if for whatever reason they don't, it's not a hard fix. You just go into your HTML of your website and you just change it. So I'll show you how to do that. Convert to HTML, edit code. So you can do this here, or you can do it somewhere else. It doesn't really matter, as long as you get it done, right? So on the nav bar, you're gonna have a bunch of href links. So the first one is an A class, your href page top, watch.com. It just means you click this. We're not worried about that. Let's see. Well, it's not doing it, but when you upload this to your website, it's pretty straightforward, but I'll just show you. Let's say you're on StandardChartsWebDesign.com, which is my website. Let's say you go into inspect, let me F12 it. View source, there it is. So you go to your view source. and it's pretty straightforward. If you don't know HTML, go to my other video on HTML. I'll link that in here too, at the end, in the description too. And it's just straightforward like this. Okay, you find where the nav bar is in your updated code that you build with Bootstrap Studio. And once you find it, you just edit it. Right, so here is my nav bar. About HTML, contact, blog, tip. So you just type in the name of the page. About.html, which you saw there. You know, your index, contact, and you just update it to here. That's it. That's what I gotta do. Another thing you can do, like let's say you built your page from scratch, it's the same thing. You're gonna have a list. You're gonna have. You might not have a class. You could just have a list and a tag. That's it, and a name. You change the name here. You update the link. That's it. It's very straightforward. It's not too complicated. You can watch the video over and over again. If it's too fast for you, speed it up, slow it down, doesn't matter. But that's how you do that. So that's what's important. So close this out here, just like that. And yeah, that's really the basics of this. It's not too complicated. Now, I mean, there are things you can do here. So let's say you wanted to add let's say you wanted to add a one of those things on the side there. Like you can add images, articles, favicons, all kinds of cool stuff. So, and excuse me, I'm actually moving around, so it happens. But as you can see, now my laptop's plugged in. So let's say you want to add something to your awesome website that you're building. Let's do that. So, for example, you can search components online and in the studio. So, say you want to add a new nav bar. You totally can. Maybe you want a dark one. All you gotta do is click here and install it. Now it's installed, and as it says, you can drag and drop it in the design. Green, by the way, means installed. So, you know, if you don't know, now you know. So, and like I showed you earlier, you can just change these. It's very straightforward. Convert to HTML, so it's editable, edit code, and like I showed you earlier, you have your A class and you have your href. Home is obviously going to be index.html, and it's going to be on every page, or should be. If it doesn't, you just move it there. That's it. Very simple. Apply, and now it takes you to index.html, which you're already at. So now let's say you're going to sign in. If you make a sign-in page and you do all your back-end work and so on and so forth, you can do that too. You can do signin.html. Right, nothing too difficult there. And if you're, you know, if you know how to build all that stuff, that's okay. There's plugins online you can use for all of that. You don't have to know how to code, but I mean, it's best if you do. I mean, there's so much more you can do if you know how to code, but there's not everybody needs to code, right? Some of you guys, you're just gonna be building websites with a CMS like Bootstrap Studio or WordPress or Wix or Shopify or Joomla or Squarespace. It doesn't really matter. And if someone is willing to pay you $400 for a Shopify site, then do it. I got paid $400 for a Shopify site. I was amazed someone was willing to pay me $400 for a Shopify site, because to me it was like super easy. But someone said they'll pay me $400 for a Shopify site, and I said, all right, let's do it. $400 in my pocket. It took me like 2 hours. It's pretty good, and it wasn't a garbage site. It actually looks pretty good, but I happen to be experienced enough where I can do it in 2 hours. That might be pretty slow for some of you guys, and it can be pretty fast for other of you, which is totally fine too. So, now back with the login page. Let's say we were doing that login page. We can install that here, and of course you're going to go to your, you're going to create a login page here. Like I mentioned, you go to page, create page, and you're not going to do anything fancy. Just going to go untitled, and we're going to install our login here. That's it. So when your user comes to your login page, they can fill out whatever form they got. Now obviously that's not what I thought it was going to be. See, this is not at all. Let's see here. Oh, yep, it's just not as good looking as you would have hoped. But I mean, I guess this is what you get for free, right? A big, huge space for God knows why. But we have our look and feel here again, so we can adjust this to make it look presentable. Because this right here is garbage. You don't want garbage. I don't want garbage. And say you want to change out this image again, like I showed you. You just go to your image that's uploaded already, because you've been following along, right? You've been following along. You guys out there who aren't following along, well, now you can follow along. But now you don't have to follow along. It's totally fine. But muscle memory is pretty great. So if you follow along, you create some muscle memory, and you'll become a lot better, a lot quicker. It's probably sounds kind of stupid, but it is what it is. It works. So dumb or not, it works. And well, that's why you're all here, to work, right? So let's change the look and feel of this here, right here, yes sir. Let's make this height a little less fugly, a little smaller. All right, that's not doing it. Oh, column. There we go. That should do it, but it's not doing it. So let's try our margin here. Okay, this is pretty disgusting. It's not doing it. Well, that should do it. Okay, so they made it so you can't do it. So with some of these things you get for free, they kind of make it hard to edit, and that's not really a big deal. Like I mentioned earlier, if you know a little bit of code, you can make those changes. I'm not going to do that in this video because it's not really a video focused on that. It's more a video focused on the basics of Bootstrap Studio, and just covering the basics. So. I don't feel like teaching you guys how to code is going to be part of the basic video. But I do have a video on that. If you want to learn some basic HTML, I have made a video on that. And if I didn't mention earlier, I'll make a video on CSS, and soon a video on JavaScript, and then hopefully I can make one on React and Angular and all that. It was pretty complicated. So, let's move this guy over a little bit. Yeah, kind of just like that. Okay, yeah. Oh, difficult because it was kind of really on the left there. But either way, you get the idea of this. I'm not trying to make it too beautiful. I really don't care about it. I'm done this way. I'm done with it. I might save it for a next video, but honestly, it's just showing you guys the basics. So I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. Well, let's do some other stuff here. These are your online components I mentioned earlier, and you have everything that are included. So if you want to include Google product accordion for whatever reason, you can. I guess if you're, advertising Google products on your website, you can do this. I don't know why you would, but I mean, yeah, hey, you know, that's something that you can do. Now, you can do the hero banner. That's pretty cool. Let's get off this garbage thing we made here, and let's go with something that matters. No, but seriously, let's go over here, index HTML. Let's change out this ugly little watch photo that came with it. Let's just, you know what? I'm gonna trash this whole thing. I'm gonna go to new, and if you missed the beginning, how you make a new one, you just click there. That's it. That's the whole thing. But now we're missing the other two pages, which is fine because they were garbage anyway. Now I'll teach you how to do them, so not a big deal. So we have this in here, and we're gonna put it in there, like that. That's pretty cool, right? New hero banner in there. Let's say you want to do an alert. That's pretty cool. You could just type it, you know, alert in JavaScript here, but that's, you can do this too. That's pretty cool, I guess. But you make too many changes to it? Not really. It's just an alert. Honestly, that's kind of stupid. You can use that if you want, but it's got some uses, but it's still kind of stupid. But yeah, like I mentioned earlier, these mostly things you can do with with HTML and some CSS. So, but this is good if you don't know all of those, you know, coding things. But these are just kind of things you can do here. And a coordinate item is honestly, you click it and it gets bigger. That's it. It's nothing crazy. And you'll see a lot of these in action once you upload it, and then some of these won't actually work until you upload them. So keep that in mind too. But I'm just gonna delete these. So I'm not gonna use them. You see. These aren't deleting, you know, as they should. So you click on the right there and it opens up, but this is pretty sketchy, so we're just gonna undo. Yeah, because that's pretty crappy if you ask me. You can make a list, which is basically the li tag. Section, you can kind of cut some things off a little bit, you know, and nothing to cut that section off, just like that, the whole little area. Now, see, whole other section. So, yep. And you know, HR, if you know what that is, it just makes a line. So that's, you know, if you like lines in your designs, that's useful. You know, progress bar, you can use that too. That's, you know, if you're making a web app or something, that's pretty cool. If you're making a web app in Bootstrap Studio, then you might be doing it wrong, but you know, that is an option. But yeah, so there's some things you can do with Bootstrap Studio. Nothing too crazy. And by the way, as far as exporting it, that's pretty simple too. It wasn't simple enough for you. Of course, you can change your your SEO a little bit. So you can update that. Apparently chicken and ramen is actually pretty tasty. There you go. Sorry, had some food delivered to me. But let me change this out here. Put in some nonsense. Put in some more nonsense for your SEO. Maybe you don't want nonsense. I don't know. Journey sitemap, that's pretty useful. Put your meta tags in here. So like, well, the property description, some content. It doesn't really cover much meta tags, but yeah, it doesn't really cover very much meta tags. Don't use this. It's garbage. Write your own meta tags or copy and paste something from somewhere else. Honestly. But you have these here, your Sass, your themes, previews here, so you can do that. You can do your preview. It takes you to your browser's default local server. And as you can see, it loads the default navbar at the top. And this is a pretty good template. It doesn't make any sense, but it looks nice. So that's half the battle, is looking nice. But yeah, so of course you'll make your changes on here, and it'll change as you go. And while you're building it, you really do want to check that server, local server, make sure things look good. And sorry, I was pretty hungry. Delicious. But yeah, so you can do that. You can go in here. You can check if it's responsive. People say, but I mean, honestly, you're not gonna know if it's responsive unless you actually load it in the device you want it to be responsive in. That's just the way it is. You can use this software all you like, but until you try it in an iPad, or you try it on an iPhone, or you try it on a Samsung, whatever, you're not going to know how well it's going to work. It's just not the way it is. And if you're using Chrome for your local server stuff, it's going to be garbage too. So keep that in mind. I mean, if you're using Internet Explorer and not Chrome, it's going to be garbage. So keep in mind, a lot of Microsoft stuff is garbage. A lot of it isn't, but a lot of it is. So watch out for using garbage software. And like I mentioned here, this is supposed to tell you how responsive it is on each different device, but I mean, it's not. Like, let's say you load a video in here and you do like let's say you do a video tag instead of, I don't know, the iframe for your video, and it doesn't work. Sometimes it fixes, for an iPhone, depending on the version, you might actually have to go in there and, to be honest, take off autoplay or change the kind of tag you're using, or some other frivolous BS, because things don't always work the way you want them to. And that's what I was referring to for responsive stuff. Things don't work. Check them on the device. Don't rely on this stuff. It's good for theory, but in practice, it's not going to work as well as you think it is. And if it does, great. But anybody with experience will tell you it's not always going to work that way. So, and of course, you have your free stuff here. Oh, I got to read my license key, but you can do that, or you can export everything. So let's see when you want to export your file here. Let's name it Boost. I don't feel like retyping it. Select folder. You can export all this here. You can export your Minify, this, that. Oh, you can use CDN. So I'm not sure what CDN they're using, but I guess they have their own CDN that they give you. I mean, upload your stuff to CDN doesn't work right, but apparently they give you a CDN. I'm not sure where it's hosted. I haven't looked into it, but they give you that option. So, yep. So go to your file here that we named Boost. And you have your index and you have your asset, and you get a one site thing here. So just show you how that works. I'm gonna log into cPanel and kind of show you. So give me just a minute. I don't have a pause button, so I guess I won't do that. But I'll just let's see here if I can log in. If I can show you this. Oh, cut. Anyway, let's say you log into your host here. I don't want to get my information out, so I'm not going to do it. But you log in there, and honestly, you just go to cPanel, and you go to your file manager, and it's a place where it says upload, and honestly, you just copy and paste anything in there. I mean, it literally gives you an option to drag and drop in most hosting services. That's all you do. You drag it in there and you drop it. Now, as far as testing your site, let's get out of here. Let's say we're going up here and you want to test some animations and see if they actually work. That's a big part of your job. What's going to be your job as a web designer, if it already isn't. It's just testing. So let's say you're doing this here and you want to do your animation. Click here and the trigger is a hover. No, the trigger is a load. Let's trigger this on load. On load, there's a bounce. Alright, come on, bounce, bounce, and bounce. It's gonna be your thing. I'm gonna apply that there. So let's go to your thingy here. Let's load her up. Now, if you notice, there was no bounce. So that's not good. Let's try it again. It's gonna be some kind of bounce. It's not doing it, so for that reason the bounce isn't working. Oh, okay. That works, but the bounce isn't. I'm not too sure why, but maybe it's the fact that my software needs a annual fee now. That hasn't been the case, I guess, but you know what? It's the annual fee now. That's fine. So now you go here, you got your flash going on, you got it on loop. So let's say they come to your website and you want them to, I don't know, subscribe to something. You can make it flash. Yeah. And now they have to subscribe because it's flashing at you. I mean, who's gonna say no to a flashing subscribe button? I know I wouldn't. You know, and subscribe now if you haven't, because you know, I really need that support, because well, I don't need it, but that would be so nice if you did. But yeah, we have Rubber Band. You can be the Rubber Band man. You know, David Banner. So let's see. See? Rubber Band Man. That's pretty lit. So let's just press F5 and just watch it do that for a while. That's so cool. I'm mesmerized by the way this rubber band moves. It's pretty awesome. That's one of the animations you have there. So if you're a web designer and you're trying to make things look pretty awesome, and you don't have enough users where it's gonna break your site when you get 200 guys in there at the same time, well, then go for it. Or use a CDN and a better server, and it won't break. But my advice is don't use too many animations, because once you start to get traffic, it's gonna slow down your stuff. Let's be honest here. But it's sometimes you want to use an animation, and that's okay. So we can do that there. And you know what? Let's see if we can hold on here. There we go. That's pretty cool. I like that one. It's not too crazy, and it gets the job done. It shakes in from the left. I like that. A little shaking in from the left. That's pretty fancy. Now, let's say you're scrolling down, and you got that coming up on you. That's pretty awesome. Right, the second you scroll over it, that's an option you can do. So let's do that. Chicken. So let's say you're down here and you've got all your awesome stuff, and you want this to slide in from the left. Well, you can do that. So let's do it. So unscroll, like I was showing you. You're gonna slide in from the left. Or from the right. Okay, so let's go over here and you can test it and make sure it looks good with what you're trying to do. Portfolio. You see that? Now the portfolio does it, and now we're going to want the services to do it because, you know, who doesn't like consistency? I know the Greeks do. Let's see here. So let's alright, we're on load, and we're on our, oh no, we're not on load, we're on scroll, aren't we? Yeah, we're doing scroll. So we're gonna fade in from the right. That's actually the left, but it's working as if it's the right, so that's totally fine. Now we can change this to 100 milliseconds. Now it's taking its time. We can make it super slow, or you know, we can make it super awesome, super long. So just remember, you know, the longer it does that, the slower your site may end up running. So just keep that in mind. But we're gonna go with the 550 because that's a good number. Go down here. We're gonna change. Oh, I keep forgetting to go up there and scroll down. Alright, we're gonna go up here and we're gonna scroll down. I'm turning my fan off because I know it's probably annoying the crap out of some of you. We're gonna go in here, animation, and I feel a lot better because I don't feel so cold. So it's important. We'll go to our defaults and 550 milliseconds. And we're gonna go up here. We're just gonna check her out. We're gonna see if we like it, because you know, user feedback. Right now I'm the user, so I need my own feedback. Yeah, so that's pretty cool, right? Yeah. And this is kind of random, but you know, it's there, so you know. And we'll probably do the same thing with the about page, and these can definitely slide in from the left or right. That's pretty snazzy. Yeah, and those are some of the things we can do here. And if we get down here, we can make a little bounce. That'd be pretty dope. For Larry Parker, Kay Garland, and Diana Peterson, who apparently is my lead developer, lead marketer, and lead designer. And I know them from Facebook, I swear. We hang out all the time. No, but seriously, these are some things you can do here. So, and if you don't know what lorem ipsum is, it's just nonsense text to hold a place. So don't worry if you're seeing a bunch of lorem ipsum dolor sit amet consector. I think it's like fake Latin, but yeah. And that's honestly, that's like the basics of Bootstrap Studio. I mean, the only thing I didn't cover is updating your JavaScript, but that's not really Bootstrap Studio. That's really NCSS, but those aren't really Bootstrap Studio. Those are more like code-based. So we can get into that kind of, I suppose. I don't want to make it a big portion of the video, But basically, you go to your CSS page, you do a create CSS, or you just go to where the CSS is, and you actually go in here and change it. Like, for example, if it lets you, because Bootstrap locks its CSS files for who knows why, but they do. Probably so you don't break anything. You can go in there and change it, but for the most part, it's actually locked. So, but it doesn't really matter because it allows you to use CSS with your browser, with your mouse. So, but that's really it. If you want to add some CSS, you can do a style block in here, depending where you're at. But you really don't need to. It is an option you have, but if you're using Bootstrap Studio, you're probably not going to use a lot of CSS, to be honest with you. We did all that, and it loaded the template for me, and we're basically done. Change all these images and kind of make some animations, and you're good. This is pretty much a fully functional site already. You add some new pages in here, new template page here, you name it something, you click create, and go to the next one, the same thing, blah blah blah, and you change the names on that header, the nav bar in the header here, and you change the links, and that's it. Your fully functional site. You change this out, you add a favicon up here with the favicon HTML, which is basically favicon, then an A link, an href link, a tag. That's it. Really, that's really all you have to do. Change these out here, which is pretty straightforward. If you don't know HTML, again, visit my HTML video. But basically, convert to HTML. God, how can I get it? Blah. Okay. So yeah, href. Remember those crazy hrefs I discussed with you earlier? Well, you type in your Facebook.com and the name of your Facebook page. And honestly, if you go to your Facebook business page and you just copy the URL and you paste it right in here, you're good. That's it. Right where that href is. And if you notice here, right there, you go up and it matches. Holy shiznap. It matches. So honestly, that's it. There's no coding required. You just build something fancy with the stuff you already got and you're good to go. Look at that. Easy as pie. Nothing too complicated here. So, all this crazy code you see down here that probably makes you flinch with your li tags and your div tags and your unordered list tags and your section tags and your footer tag. All this is just, you don't worry about this stuff here. If you need to, you can, but it's Bootstrap Studio is designed so all you have to do is click a button and drag some stuff for the person who can't code, the non-code who's a web designer, or the guy who's really busy and doesn't have time to sit there and code a bunch of things and wants to blow up an old project and make some changes and it's good to go. Like for me, I love using Bootstrap Studio. It's so quick. And there's other CMSs you can use like Hobohost Builder, GoDaddy's Builder. You can use Wix, like I said earlier, WordPress, Joomla. I think there's even one called like Simple Site Builder, and they're all garbage. They're all crap. They take forever to load. They don't work well, and a lot of them you have to pay for. Like GoDaddy, I think a while back it was like $300 a month for their builder, and it's not even that good. Honestly, it's good, but that's not worth $300, especially on a month. It's not that. It's not worth it. If you're gonna pay $300 a month to use GoDaddy's builder, just give that to a designer like myself, and I'll build it for you and make something better and quicker. I'll do your maintenance and your SEO, and I'll make sure you get views and all this and all that. But just don't pay them $300 and do it yourself. That's just don't. Please don't do that. It's not a good thing. But yeah, that's the video. Hope you liked it. If you did, press like. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment. Say, I didn't understand this. Can you explain this? I liked your video. Whatever. Just let me know how you feel about this video. If you want to see more videos on Bootstrap Studio, if you think I'm a jerk, say, hey, you're a jerk. Let me know. I don't care. But say something in the comments. Subscribe, like, put the bell notifications on. And I'll see you in the next video. Hope you like it. Any questions, just ask me. And again, see the HTML video, learn the HTML, and see the other videos I have on Bootstrap Studio and everything else I post. Anyways, thanks so much, y'all.